I was reporting for just shy of a year. My phone rang one day to come on down the street and start out at Fox Business Network, and it was an opportunity I could not pass up.
Just now, in a live broadcast, Sandra Smith shocked everyone with a revelation that no one saw coming. From her humble beginnings in Wheaton, Illinois, to the fast-paced trading floors of Chicago, and finally to the bright lights of Fox News, Sandra has always stood out for her ability to explain complex financial matters simply. But what made Sandra Smith share such a shocking secret on air today? Tune in tonight to discover the truth behind Sandra's confession and how it has turned her life upside down. A finance pro's shift to breaking news. Sandra Smith, now a familiar face on Fox News, has become a recognizable name across the country. She's known for her sharp understanding of finance and her interview style that can rival some of the best in the business. Smith has climbed the ranks of cable news with determination and adaptability, but there's more to her than what you see on TV. From an unexpected career switch to her candid thoughts on juggling work and family life, there's much more to know about her life on and off the screen. We're going to take a deeper dive into Sandra Smith's journey, from her time as a standout track athlete to her rise in the fast-paced world of TV journalism. And just when you think you've heard it all, there's a shocking moment that stunned both her viewers and colleagues alike. This is the story of a former Chicago trader who became a leading figure in the nonstop news industry. Yet just as we dive deeper, a big secret starts to come out, shocking everyone who thought they knew her well. Sandra's path to becoming a news anchor on Fox was far from typical. She grew up in Wheaton, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago, and started out in a field very different from TV. After graduating from Louisiana State University, LSU, where she was an accomplished track athlete, she jumped straight into the male-dominated world of financial trading. She worked for firms like Aegis Capital and Hermitage Capital Management, where she quickly showed her expertise in high-yield bonds and credit derivatives. Her deep knowledge of finance didn't come out of nowhere. Her father worked as a floor trader at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and several family members were also in the finance industry. This early exposure to the financial world would later play a huge role in her success on television. Smith recently explained how challenging it was to leave her career in trading. She found it especially tough to let go of the licenses she had worked hard to earn. Despite this, she found a new way to apply her financial skills by moving into journalism. Many people might think being a news anchor is all about glamour, but Sandra Smith's daily routine might surprise you. In a chat with her old university, LSU, she gave a glimpse into her demanding schedule. Smith starts her day at the office with a lot of preparation. This behind-the-scenes work is essential as it ensures she appears calm and collected when she goes live on television, despite the flurry of activity that takes place before she steps in front of the camera. Smith's daily work is not just about sharing news. She starts each day with a specific goal to provide honest and truthful news to her viewers. This shows her strong commitment to being truthful in journalism. She takes great care to make sure that the news she reports is accurate and fair, reflecting her dedication to high standards of honesty and integrity in her profession. As the conversation wound down, Smith shared a personal detail about her deep connection to Louisiana. She described it as her happy place and expressed profound gratitude for it. This was a heartfelt acknowledgement of the strong ties she has with her roots and the place she regards as her sanctuary. This personal revelation not only showed her emotional attachment to Louisiana, but also highlighted the significant role it plays in her life, serving as a source of comfort and happiness. She first went to Illinois State University, but her love for the French language led her to a surprising discovery. She found out there was a French-speaking area in the U.S. and quickly decided to move to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. What was supposed to be just one semester abroad turned into something much bigger. Sandra was so taken with the place that she called her parents to let them know she wasn't coming back. She made the bold choice to transfer to LSU for good. This decision was a turning point in her life. At LSU, not only did Sandra improve as a track athlete, but she also found a strong interest in math, especially calculus. She enjoyed it so much that she started helping other student athletes as a tutor. But things weren't always easy. In the fast-paced and often stressful world of media, Sandra has been open about the challenges of balancing her busy career with her family life. During a heartfelt interview with Dana Perino, she gave an honest look into what it's like being a working mom in the non-stop world of news. She talked about the difficulties of managing her job and family, saying it's both rewarding and tough. But this wasn't the hardest part. Her honesty about the struggles she faces shows that even very successful people deal with the same challenges many of us face. By sharing how she balances her work and personal life, Sandra makes herself relatable to viewers, showing that behind the news desk, she's just like anyone else. Her advice on balancing work and personal life is simple. You need to know when to take a break and really be present in the moment. Listen to what you truly feel inside. She often talks about how she sets clear limits to stay grounded, even with the constant pressures of always being connected. Now we see how Sandra tackles big challenges in her career and personal life. Sandra Smith overcomes fire and fights for fair news. The news anchor has faced some serious personal challenges too. She recently shared how her family dealt with a terrible house fire. This experience taught her important lessons about staying strong. She explained her understanding of handling life's challenges, emphasizing that children are quick to adapt, parents are resilient, and the true essence of home is found in being together, regardless of location. This perspective reflects her deep insight into family dynamics and the importance of unity and adaptability in overcoming obstacles. Her belief that the strength of a family lies in its togetherness and ability to adjust to changing circumstances highlights a core principle that guides her through life's ups and downs. But this wasn't the toughest part. She's also had some impressive professional wins. Less than a year into her reporting career, she seized a rare opportunity. Smith has made her mark in television news history. During the 2016 election, she and Trish Regan from Fox Business Network became the first women to lead a presidential debate, specifically the fourth GOP primary debate. When talking about how she prepared for this big event, Smith focused on the substance over the spectacle. She discussed how emphasizing their gender is unnecessary because their unique perspectives as women come across naturally in their work. This viewpoint highlights the inherent value of diversity in bringing different insights without needing to overtly focus on gender. Her comments suggest a belief in recognizing and valuing the contributions of women based on their abilities and the distinct viewpoints they provide, which naturally enriches discussions and outcomes without explicitly pointing out their gender. On top of her work in journalism, Smith stays passionate about running. This not only pushes her physically, but also helps her handle the stress of her busy job. Running challenges her body and gives her a chance to recharge, making sure she stays sharp both as a journalist and a family member. Sandra Smith's time on the track and field team at LSU helped build her daily running routine. In an interview with Runner's World, she talked about her goal to run every day, even though it can be tough with her busy schedule. She explained that her running schedule varies greatly. Some weeks she runs every day, while other weeks she doesn't run at all. This inconsistency highlights the challenge of balancing a demanding career with personal hobbies. For her, running is not just a form of exercise, but a crucial escape from the relentless news cycle. It provides a sense of freedom and mental clarity, making it less of a chore and more of a necessary break amid her busy life. But her busy schedule isn't the only challenge she faces. In today's world, it's harder than ever to tell the difference between news and opinion, but Smith is determined to stick to fair and unbiased journalism. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, she emphasized how important it is to keep her personal political views out of her reporting. She explained that as journalists, their role is to deliver breaking news. Her job specifically involves supporting the team to perform at their best. Often, she adopts a contrary position during discussions, even if she personally agrees with the prevailing view, to ensure that all perspectives are considered and voiced. This approach helps in presenting a balanced view and facilitates thorough discussions within the team. Her focus on fair reporting is clear when she's on air. One example is when she challenged former Trump press secretary Kayleigh McEnany during a segment on the group QAnon. When McEnany avoided a direct answer, Smith pressed for a clear response, showing she's willing to ask tough questions no matter who is in the spotlight, but her ambitions go beyond that. Looking ahead, Smith hopes to make a bigger mark in journalism by interviewing important global leaders, especially from the Middle East. In a chat with Adweek, she talked about her interest in understanding these leaders better. She expressed enthusiasm about interviewing leaders from the Middle East, given the significant events occurring in the region. She is particularly keen on discussing subjects such as the oil markets and the actions of the Saudi government. Her eagerness to delve into these topics stems from a desire to explore the complexities and impacts of the region's political and economic developments. This approach reflects her commitment to understanding and conveying the intricate dynamics that shape the Middle East and its global interactions. Smith's journey from the trading floor to the anchor desk has been a unique one. Her knowledge of finance, her strong commitment to fair reporting, and her openness about balancing work and family set her apart in the world of broadcast journalism. As she continues her work at Fox News, Smith remains focused on honest journalism while staying true to the passions and experiences that have shaped who she is. To really understand the situation, we need to look at Sandra Smith's career and the events leading up to that day. Smith co-hosts Fox News America Reports and has been with the network for more than 10 years. She is known for being fair and careful, often challenging false information even when it comes from well-known political figures or show guests. Over the years, she has covered a wide variety of topics from politics to breaking news, and she played a big role in covering the 2020 US presidential election, which was very controversial. The incident that led to her confession happened during a tense live broadcast. The topic of the day was the results of the 2020 election, and emotions were running high. During the show, a guest questioned whether the 2020 election results were legitimate, even though Fox News and other major networks had already declared Joe Biden the winner. The guest hinted that just because the media declared the winner, it didn't mean the election was truly over, suggesting that there was widespread fraud, claims that had been thoroughly disproven. But this wasn't the most surprising part, even though this moment wasn't aired live. A leaked video of her reaction soon made its way to social media, sparking conversations about her thoughts on how the network was covering the news. The video quickly went viral, especially on Twitter, where people began guessing about her position on the election conspiracy theories that some Fox News viewers still supported. This wasn't the first time Smith had stood her ground. She had a reputation for fact-checking guests live on air, making sure misinformation was corrected on the spot. Next, watch Sandra handle a tough situation on live TV, shaping her career. Sandra Smith confronts election misinformation live. What made this moment stand out even more was how different Smith's reaction was compared to other Fox News hosts. Critics had often accused the network of encouraging or supporting false information about the election, but Smith's honest shock showed she might have been frustrated with how these theories were being handled. Some media experts even thought this could have been her way of subtly pushing back against the narrative that some of her colleagues seemed more open to. But that wasn't the most surprising part. During her next broadcast, Smith did something unexpected. In a rare on-air moment, she admitted that her off-air reaction was genuine. She was shocked and upset by the ongoing refusal to accept the election results, especially since much of the false information had already been debunked. Smith highlighted the need for journalists to stay focused on the truth even when it might not be popular with certain audiences. This was a bold move, especially given the network's audience, many of whom were strong supporters of former President Trump. Yet the story didn't end there. Smith's candid comments opened up more questions. Would this stance impact her standing at the network? How would Fox News handle this internally? These were questions that many were left asking. The confession led to a range of reactions. Some people praised her for being honest and sticking to her journalistic values. Viewers who were upset with how the network covered the election saw her as a voice of reason. But on the other side, there were people, including some in the media, who felt she had distanced herself from the network's conservative audience. This made some question what her future at Fox News would look like. The incident started a bigger conversation about the role of the media, especially during times when politics are so divided. Fox News had already been in a tough spot after the election, trying to keep their conservative base happy while still staying credible as a mainstream news outlet. Smith's confession showed just how difficult it can be for journalists. They have to stay true to facts and their integrity, but they also deal with pressure from both the audience and the networks they work for. After the incident, in interviews, she shared that while she loves her job and values being part of Fox News, she thinks a journalist's role is to provide viewers with the facts, no matter what political pressures or popular opinions might be. Smith's confession sparked a bigger conversation about journalism itself. With news networks under more pressure than ever about how they handle controversial topics, journalists like Smith find themselves in a tough spot. They have to balance staying credible while also meeting the expectations of their audience. This tricky balance can sometimes lead to moments like Smith's, where we get a glimpse of the personal struggles journalists face as they try to cover difficult stories. In the weeks after her confession, people were still talking about it on social media and in news circles. Many praised her bravery, seeing her as a role model for other journalists, especially those in similarly politically tense situations. Her words became a symbol of the growing demand for the media to put truth first, in a time when misinformation can easily spread. Smith's confession was more than just a viral moment. It made a statement about the state of journalism today, media responsibility, and the pressure journalists face every day. It also reminded us that behind the polished news segments, journalists are people too, dealing with the same struggles as the rest of us. For Smith, this moment of honesty might be remembered as a turning point in her career, showing her dedication to truth and integrity at a time when both are more important than ever. What did you think of Sandra Smith's controversial on-air statement and its impact on her career? Do you believe journalists should risk their positions to uphold the truth, even against popular opinion? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below.